You guys up top.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to the National Wrestling League. I'm Ben Miller, sitting here with Christopher Fulton, and we are starting off with a bang here in the Scottish Rite Temple.
No better way to start off than with Dak Draper. Let's hear what Dak has got to say. I always get happy when I see this guy. It makes me feel better about the world that we live in because there are specimens like Dak Draper in it.
The cocky, arrogant Dak Draper, the mile-high magnum, is making his way to the ring, and he said earlier this week that the dreams come true, can come true challenge takes place here in the Scottish Rite Temple, and Thor Theriot has answered that challenge. But I think before they wrestle, Dak Draper's got something to say.
Well, first of all, he's not conceited, he's convinced. And Thor Theriot, you're in for a lot of trouble. Not just because your name sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Don Diablo wearing your favorite suit.
That's the only suit he has.
Let's see what the Mile High Magnum has in store for all the fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple.
What a bunch of disrespectful ingrates. Can you look at that?
The fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple letting Dak Draper know that they do not approve of his wrestling attire, Christopher.
Well, who cares?
Kansas City, shame on you.
That's right.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you twice. Shame on all of you for coming from a place with such a weak population, you can't even provide me with a wrestler that gives me a challenge.
That's right.
I've been getting bored here. I had to create the Dak Draper Dreams Come True Challenge. They're bringing in guys from all around the country to keep me from getting bored. My guy this week is Thor Theriot or something like that.
Oh, he knows his name.
He's from Lincoln, Nebraska, and we all know that two things come from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Here he comes. Thor Theriot's had enough of the mouth of Dak Draper.
Absolutely very rude of Thor. I wanted to hear what Dak had to say. I'm sure all those people wanted to hear it as well.
From Lincoln, Nebraska, weighing 213 pounds,
Thor Theriot has been taking a tongue lashing from Dak Draper all week on social media, and now Thor Theriot is here to put his fist and possibly his boot in the mouth of the cocky and arrogant Dak Draper.
Well, let me first of all, Thor is from Lincoln, Nebraska. You know, the Lincoln is a good place to be from, a long way from. That place sucks. If that's the best they've got to offer is Thor.
Thor, last time here in the Scottish Rite Temple, suffered one of his biggest wins today by beating Jeremy White in the first round.
I think I suffered one of his biggest wins because I have to see this guy now. I wish he was out of the tournaments. I can't stand this guy.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Thor Theriot is advancing in the Kansas City title tournament, and now he has to face Dak Draper. And now, although this isn't a tournament match, there's a lot at stake here, Christopher.
Well, what is at stake is Dak's undefeated streak. Of course, he's been undefeated since he's been here. I don't see it changing here tonight. Thor, he's so wrapped up. I think Michael Strider and Jeremy White are in his head. He's scared of both of those men, and I think that's going to play a big part in this match.
I don't think Thor Theriot is scared of Michael Strider or Jeremy Wyatt, but he does have to watch his back here tonight against Dak Draper, because you never know where the Monarch and his super agent, they could be lurking anywhere here in the building, and they could make their presence felt in this match.
Well, I sure hope they do, just because I can't stand Thor, but I can tell you this, Dak Draper doesn't need their help to beat Thor, that's for sure.
And the bell sounds, and we are underway here in our first contest at the Scottish Rite Temple. Thor Theriot taking on Dak Draper. Looks like the fans are still getting under the skin of Dak Draper, again insulting his wrestling attire. I mean, it is pretty silly looking. He is wearing the equivalent of tidy whities, Christopher.
He is wearing white trunks with his logo on the back of it. You wouldn't know anything about what, well, when you have beautiful bronze tan skin like that, you wear white to show it off. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Casper?
How dare you make fun of my pasty white complexion?
I call you Casper because I wish you were a dead kid.
Collar and elbow tie up here, and we are underway. This match, no matter what you think of Thor Theriot or Dak Draper, this match should be an incredible contest.
Should be a great matchup. Both guys are in fantastic shape. I'll give that to Thor and Dak Draper. I mean, look at him, statuesque, isn't he?
Side headlock takeover by Dak Draper. As you said earlier, Christopher, which is something that we definitely need to point out, his undefeated streak is on the line here tonight against Thor Theriot, and Thor Theriot needs to get some momentum going into the next round of the KC title tournament.
Absolutely.
There is a lot at stake here.
Great warm-up for both of these men in the tournament. Both could go very far. Who knows? This could be a tournament final.
Very much so. Dak Draper has been impressive. Whether he's faced the top NWL stars or people that have come from left field and kind of surprised him, Dak Draper always seems to get the pinfall victory, and that's what really matters here in the National Wrestling League.
Well, definitely. Wins and losses do matter here. Dak Draper undefeated. He's at the top of the food chain right now.
Fireman's takeover and into a nice armbar there. Dak Draper's just so versatile, so skilled when he's there in the ring. And I just wish that he would get some of that cockiness, some of that arrogance under control, because I really believe the sky's the limit for this guy if he were to get his ego in check just a little bit.
You don't read philosophy. If you did, you would know about the allegory in the cave, and you would know about things like that. So if you had superpowers, you wouldn't treat people like normal people do, because you don't have to. And that's exactly the case with Dak Draper. He doesn't have to treat people like a normal person, because he's better than they are, just like me.
Thor Theriot showing his own ability there. Nice arm drag takedown, clamping onto the arm of Dak Draper here. Let's see what Thor Theriot has planned for the Mile High Magnet. Fist to the midsection and a hard forearm strike right across the back of Thor Theriot.
I wish Thor would plan on raking some of that food out of his disgusting beard.
Nice arm drag takeover again, and another one, and Dak Draper turns it into a rear chin lock. Thor Theriot wanting nothing of that and makes his way to the ropes. Nick Chin making sure that there's separation between these two combatants.
Absolutely. Thor had no answer for that and had to grab the ropes to get out. Dak Draper firmly in control once again.
And this seems to be a reoccurring theme, Christopher. Thor Theriot has a hard time getting out of the gate, firing on all cylinders once that bell rings. And once again, we see him kind of slow starting this match, and Dak Draper has been in firm control since the bell rang.
Well, I think it's just that Dak Draper is just that good. Thor Theriot's not wrestling a bad match. He's just not Dak Draper.
Missing an elbow drop there. Both combatants, nice standing drop kick, connects right with the chest of Dak Draper, and that's no small feat for Thor Theriot. He has to jump, 6.5 feet in the air to try to get those feet up into the Mile High Magnet. Thor Theriot sliding under the bottom rope. Nice agility there. Firing a shoulder block, puts down Dak Draper to one knee. Rolling neck snap. Going for a cover here. That was almost an upset. That was a 2 count. Dak Draper, I don't think was expecting that kind of offense from Thor Theriot.
You're not going to get Dak Draper with a lazy cover like that this early in the match. There's no way he was going to beat him with that.
Oh, it's now, see, those are the kind of moves that Dak Draper doesn't need to do. He pulled the vicious reverse elbow. He pulled the hair of Thor Theriot to send him crashing into the mat to gain an advantage. If Dak Draper's as good as he says he is, he doesn't need to do that kind of thing to get a victory here over Thor Theriot.
You don't want your hair pulled, don't grow it so long and stick it out there in front of everybody. If Thor was a little smarter, maybe he'd have a better haircut.
Kind of like my haircut?
Nobody should have a haircut like yours. Absolutely terrible.
Booted him right in the midsection. You saw that kick come right up under the armpit there, right into the rib cage of Thor Theriot. That could have broke a rib.
Are those the Pentecostals? Is that what it's called? Something like that? Probably not, huh?
I have no idea. Choking him over the second rope. Again, using some some short-handed tactics to try to gain the advantage over Thor Theriot.
Short-handed. Referee's looking at him right there. Referee seems okay with it, so why wouldn't you be?
Sends him to the corner. Thor Theriot going, oh, nice German suplex. Connects with Dak Draper, sending him crashing hard right into the center of our ring here at the Scottish Rite Temple. What does Thor Theriot have in store?
Got him up.
He might go for the Ragnarok here. Nope. Nice reverse DDT. Dak Draper drives Thor Theriot into the center of the ring. It's a 2 count. Thor Theriot getting his left shoulder up.
Dak Draper 1 step ahead of Thor. Beautiful maneuver right there, staying on the aggressive side of Dak Draper. This guy can do it all, and he's showing it right now. Come on, Thor, what do you got? It doesn't look like you got much to me.
You can't finish, little girl.
Again, sometimes Dak Draper's arrogance, his ego, gets in the way of being able to put his opponents away earlier. Just now jawing with a fan in the front row, he really lets the fans get under his skin. His arrogance, his ego is so enormous that he's got to stay focused on the match. He can't let these fans get under his skin.
Listen, can you imagine what it's like to be Dak Draper and be so much better than other people and that it would just be annoying? I mean, it's kind of like how I feel when I work with you every single week here. It's hard to deal with, and it can frustrate you, even a great guy like Dak Draper.
Hard forearm shot right to the back, stomping away on the fingers of Thor Theriot. Every move that Dak Draper makes is there to inflict pain on his opponent.
Absolutely.
And if he hits that mile-high doctor bomb on Thor Theriot, it is over. And he's going to be looking at, that's why he's softening up the back right now with that hard whip into the corner.
Well, hanging around with me might be smartening you up a little bit. That's exactly why he's going after the back, because he's going to weaken Thor and beat him down and finish him off with that Dr. Bomb. I think it's only a matter of time right now.
Driving that knee right into the side of the face. Pinpoint accuracy on those knees of Dak Draper. Dak Draper, I will say, although he is a talented individual in that ring, every time an opponent has come out to answer his challenge, he gets tested more and more, and that test could be over tonight. And, vicious clothesline.
You were saying, yeah, you think that he's not prepared for this match. Look at that. Thor turned him inside out, like you said. Still firmly in
the
control.
elbow right into the sternum of Thor Theriot. This could be it, too. Look, his feet were on the ropes. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. He doesn't need to resort to those kind of tactics to win a match, but he does, because his ego cannot be stopped, and it will be his breaking point one day here in the National Wrestling League.
You see that? That's what winners do. They take advantage of situations. He saw that he was in the right spot in the ring. His feet, I think, just happened to get caught up on the ropes. That happens sometimes. You wouldn't know anything about anything like that.
He might be going for the mile-high Dr. Bomb here. He usually holds him in a gut wrench like this and then pulls him up into it. He might be going for it here. And he just drops Thor Theriot. Sign of disrespect there.
Absolutely. That's he's firmly in control. Take that, Thor. I don't have to beat you right now. I can do it in just a couple of minutes.
Thor Theriot being dominated here by the mile-high Magnum. Oh, hard body slam right in the center of the ring. Dak going for a quick cover here. Hooks the leg, gets a 2 count.
I think that was kind of a slow count right there. I think that if Nick Chin was a little smarter, didn't live in Topeka, he probably would have got counted 3. You know, the water's bad there in Topeka. Kind of stunts your mental capacities.
I had no idea about the water in Topeka. Did you live there for a spell?
If I did, I would be not nearly as smart as I am.
Hard right hand. Thor Theriot has had enough. He's hammering away at Dak Draper. And again, Dak Draper using the hair. Oh, and it didn't work that time. Thor Theriot fires 2 forearms right in the face of Dak Draper. Make that 3, and he is on a roll here tonight.
When we talk about him flipping the switch, it looks like he's flipped it now. He's suddenly come alive, is Thor Theriot.
Trying for a vertical suplex. Dak floats out of it. Tries for that spinning Polish hammer right to the chest of Dak Draper. Looks like Thor Theriot's really starting to feel it here. He's starting to gain some of that momentum, and he's starting to fight back against Dak Draper.
He's got the fire in his eyes right now, that's for sure. Hitting all the way around the ring.
Oh, and Dak Draper puts an end to it by putting a foot right to the face of Thor Theriot.
That's how good Dak Draper is right there. Even though he was on Dream Street, his instincts tell him to put that boot up.
Hard drop kick right to the back of the head of the Mile High Magnum. What is Thor Theriot doing here? He's looking to maybe go for that senton bomb from the top rope. If he connects, this could be it. And he connects. He connects. Thor Theriot needs to make the cover on Dak Draper right now.
I haven't seen anybody get up from this.
2.
Dak.
Oh, 2. Gets the left shoulder up. That was so close.
Wow, talk about a fighter. Talk about a tough man. I've never seen anybody kick out of that. Dak Draper did it. Thor, what are you going to do now? What else do you have planned for Dak Draper?
That 230 pounds came crashing down right on the chest. This could be it, setting him up for the Ragnarok. And if he hits this, this could be over. Boot to the midsection here. This could be the Doctor Bomb.
Going for the Doctor Bomb right now.
Thor Theriot sliding out of it. Whips him over with an arm drag of his own. Clotheslines Dak Draper over the top rope. Sends the Mile High Magnum railing.
Where's he going?
What is he doing here? Tope suicida through the second and third ropes. It sends Dak Draper crashing into that barricade on the outside.
Dak Draper is in a world of hurt right now. Thor has definitely flipped the switch. He is on fire right now. He's got things going his way. Come on, Dak, get up to your feet. Start fighting.
What is that? Michael Strider just came out and leveled Thor Theriot with a chair. What is Michael Strider doing out here?
Well,
that is ridiculous, Christopher. Are you kidding me? And
he's
now
up,
the
and
Mile
he's
High
down.
Dr. Bomb connects. This is it. 2-3. What is Michael Strider doing out here? He just robbed Thor Theriot of a possible victory over the Mile High Magnum.
Dak Draper still undefeated. Maybe it's all part of a plan. Dak Draper, a smart man, but I think it probably has more to do with Thor Theriot sticking his nose into Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt's business, and he's going to pay for it. You're going to pay for a long time, Thor. Get used to treatment just like that.
Again, the devil in disguise, the cancer of the National Wrestling League. Michael Strider makes his look at him, like a snake sitting there on the outside waiting to strike again. That man does not deserve to be in this building. And what is he doing now? He's getting back in the ring and
There we go.
And hitting a man while he's down. This is ridiculous.
Clearly, Thor probably said something about Michael Strider's dear mother and father, and he's getting what he deserves right now. Hey, you like that, Thor? You like advancing to the tournament? How does that feel? Look at Strider.
The revenge that Michael Strider vowed last week is starting to come to fruition. Michael Strider and Jeremy Wyatt will stop at nothing to end Thor Theriot's career. And if I were Thor, he needs to watch his back from here on out.
If I were Thor, I'd quit. I'd give up, young man. Go on and start selling shoes because they've got your number and they're going to keep at it. They're going to keep beating you down every single chance they get, and I'm happy about that.
Absolutely disgusting. With that, wrestling fans, we'll be right back here on the National Wrestling League Kansas City.